In this universe, there are 4 races, or factions. These are the choices you are given when you bring a Capsuleer to life. The Gallente, the Caldari, the Minmatar, and the Amarr. The Minmatar Republic is the youngest of the 4 empires. For years they struggled under the yoke of Amarr enslavement, until they won their freedom and lived in the shadows of the Gallente Federation. Their much stronger ally. Now, in the wake of the Elder War, the return of the Nefantar, and a cultural revival spearheaded by a new tribal council, the Minmatar are finally coming into their own, no longer content to live as the lesser partner in any arrangement, friendly or not. If there is one trait that can be applied almost universally to the various Minmatar tribes, it's resilience. Despite centuries of slavery at the hands of the Amarr, innumerable attempts by their masters to stamp out their native cultures, and a bloody war for liberation that claimed millions upon millions of lives, the Minmatar live on.
Warp drive active.
Perhaps the best symbol of this strength and their determination to persevere, no matter the cost, is the Eternal Torch, a monument erected in their home system of Pator. Shortly after the formation of the Republic, the Minmatar built this monument to honor their dead and celebrate the indomitable spirit of the tribes. The torch is built from an amalgam of asteroids and surplus starship parts, showcasing the ingenuity of the Republic in making do with what others simply toss away. Unfortunately, the torch is also a symbol of the Republic's problems as well. For many years, it had been lost due to poor maintenance and failed equipment, and became a common meeting point for smugglers and pirates within the Pator system. The torch was rediscovered in the last few years, and restored by the Minmatar government as part of an effort to promote a cultural revival. Built on the foundation of the commonly seen Amarr trade station, the cultural recess was supposed to be a combination museum, cultural center, and religious site. During their time as Amarr slaves, survival often took precedence over cultural pride. The entire Nefantar tribe attempted to weather the storm by adopting much of the Amarr culture and becoming their willing subjects, partly in an attempt to protect their fellow Minmatar from the worst of the Amarr excesses. They became known as the Amatar, for whom the Amatar Mandate is named. As part of the Amarr efforts to bring them into the fold, they built cultural centers to celebrate the supposedly close bond developing between the two people. One of these, derisively called the Culture Recess by Minmatar, still orbits above Urok 9 in a decrepit state, slowly decaying due to the stellar weather and the predation of scavengers. Despite repeated attempts by the Amarr to attract more Minmatar, it never really became more than a monument to Amarr narcissism. Today, it is more of a testament to the failure of the Amarr to stamp out Minmatar culture and replace it with their own, which is likely while it remains still in orbit around a Republic world rather than being torn down and parceled out for scrap. It is likely that the Minmatar War for Independence would have been crushed, or at least taken much longer, were it not for the assistance of the Gallente Federation. Whether you believe their motivation was purely self-interest or deep-seated belief in the right of the Minmatar to be free, the Federation provided much-needed help to the outgunned Minmatar fighters, and that alliance served as a direct counter to the Yamar Empire. As part of that alliance, the Gallente and Minmatar worked together to build a network of fortifications, monitoring stations, and other military infrastructure as a bulwark against the future attack by the Yamar or their allies. The Adesda system is a major nexus for this defensive line, as home to both a barracks for ground forces and a fleet staging area for the Federation-Republic alliance. The barracks serves as a staging point for Alliance ground forces. Curiously, however, it also evidently hosts a contingent of troops and logistic vessels from the Ore Corporation, an ostensibly independent entity which finds its home in Nullsec. Despite that, they clearly maintain ties to the Federation, perhaps seeing the Caldari megacorporations as a threat to their business, and an aggressive Amar Empire as a threat to their biggest markets. Meanwhile, close to the Canabanala Gate, the Alliance maintains a quick reaction force with a number of Gallente and Minmatar naval vessels, on constant patrol around the shielded commander bunker. No doubt a response to Amar forces in the next system. Their role is likely to buy time for a stronger response force to jump in with capital ships and bridged support in the event of a significant Amar incursion. It is worth noting that despite the fact that tension between the two allies have been growing over the past couple years, this patrol remains a combined one, a testament to the Alliance's wariness regarding the Amar threat. The tensions between the Gallente and the Minmatar can at least partly be traced to installations like this one in Egringer, a massive Republic capital shipyard in low security space, at the edge of Republic influence. It was in shipyards like this one that the Elder Fleet was secretly assembled, waiting for the day that the Minmatar could have their vengeance against the Amar. It is still unclear where the resources for the fleets that invaded the Amar Empire during the Elder Wars came from, but it is unlikely that many within the Federation were happy to see the nation that they had provided trillions of ISK in aid to spending a fortune on warships instead of the much-needed infrastructure. This resentment, no doubt, only grew worse after the Caldari took advantage of the Elder Fleet's attack on Concord to invade Caldari Prime, a blow that the Federation is only now beginning to recover from. Though the Elder Fleet was shattered by the Amar counterattack, led by the future Empress Jamil Sarum, the massive infrastructure that built it remains. Today, it is part of the Republic's rebuilding effort. Though the on-site defenses of this installation seem light, the renewed relations with the Tucker tribe and their relationship with the Angel Cartel provide the Republic with more protection than mere starships can provide. And, as it was before the Elder War, the shipyard's best defense is its location, far from the heavy traffic of high-security space. The shipyards are not the only reminder of the Elder War. Here, in the Jariza system, lies a floating tomb, the remainder of the Minmatar fleet that tried to stand up to the Elder Fleet during their liberation of the Stark Vanir. The size and ferocity of the invaders, especially the suddenness of their appearance, was something the Minmatar were completely unprepared for. Nor were they ready for the revelation that the lost Stark Vanir tribe still existed. Hidden among their fellows on dozens of Minmatar worlds, many unaware of their own heritage. When the invading forces revealed that truth, the Minmatar fleet, already outgunned, descended into chaos. Many of their captains refused to stand in the way of the invaders, either out of shame for their role in the destruction of the Stark Vanir culture, or in reverence for the Elder Fleet's effort to preserve it. Those Minmatar who refused to yield to the Elder Fleet were seized upon by the Minmatar warships, their battleships ripped apart in a hellish bombardment. They were unable to inflict even a single casualty upon the Elder Fleet's warships. Today, much like the starship's graveyards in Algogil, Luminaire, and Sarum Prime, this field of warships torn asunder remains as a testament to the destruction that touched off the current low-level conflict between the four empires, and a reminder of what will happen if the current warfare does not provide enough of a release valve for interstellar tensions. Finally, we come to this remote site in the nullsec system of DOU TAC 51, known as the Tane. This once abandoned station of Minmatar design has seen a resurgence of activity in the last few years as the Republic fleet uses it as a base of operations for efforts to track down the renegade Thucker tribe warlord Martakar Alash, infamous for his smuggling, ties to the Angel Cartel, and a record of pirating Minmatar and Concord assets. The Republic has declared him persona non grata and has established this base in Wicked Creek to track him and his followers. It is unclear what this station was prior to the fleet's recent reoccupation, but the presence of Amar Rex and the age of the station indicate that it likely dates back to the Minmatar War of Independence, making it interesting for more than its current military value, which is not insubstantial. A number of Minmatar warships, including at least one Nidhogger-class carrier, are stationed here, constantly on guard against prying eyes and the predations of nullsec residents of all stripes. However, the hunt for Alash, who is supposedly hiding somewhere within this constellation, is a slow one, and the Republic fleet is known to hire outside help, including Capsuleers, to aid their efforts in order to track down the renegade Thucker. This concludes the 5-video series, Landmarks Unknown. I'd like to thank everyone who worked on this project, and all of you who took the time to actually watch more than 5 minutes at a time. This is Dr. John, signing off. Thanks again. Fly safe.